The human flag is a very impressive looking move in calisthenics. I never really thought about training for it, since overcoming gravity ranks the difficulty of the human flag and the front lever as the same level. However, recently when I chatted with my strong brother, he told me that based on his experience, the human flag is actually way more achievable than the front lever, and he believes I will be able to learn it fairly quickly. Coincidentally, recently I started to work out at a gymnastic gym where a Swedish ladder is available. Therefore, I decided to start learning the human flag with the aim of holding it for 5 seconds. On day 1, I had no idea what I was doing. I found it difficult to balance, and I also found it difficult to push myself up. It certainly didn't feel as easy as my brother described. When I woke up the next day, my shoulders were incredibly sore. It felt as if some muscles of the shoulders that had never been activated got fully activated. I decided to sit down and derive the math and physics equations for the human flag to figure out what exactly the strength requirement should be in order to achieve this move. I'm going to skip the math and physics derivation for this video, but comment below if you want to see the in-depth math and physics breakdown. According to math and physics, the human flag should be very achievable given my strength level. I just need to get used to the movement and wire up the neural connections. I also decided to watch as many human flag tutorials on YouTube as possible. There are 3 key tips that I discovered. The first key tip is that I should turn the grip of my bottom hand into a supinated grip, which is universally mentioned in all tutorials. The second key tip is only mentioned by calisthenics family among all the tutorials I watched. The tip is to grab the outer side of the bar where the bar connects to the vertical pole instead of the middle part of the bar. It makes perfect sense because this guarantees the hands to be perfectly aligned, so the body won't spin around randomly due to any misalignment of the hands. The third tip is only mentioned by Chris Heria among all the tutorials I watched. The tip is to bring the chest out when pushing with the bottom hand, which will allow the muscles to engage a lot better and thus generate more pushing force. In terms of training idea, there are 3 main lines of thought. The first line of thought is using the resistance band. But the problem is that the assistance comes from a direction that is different from the force generated by the arms, which causes confusion on the body. It's unlike the scenario of the pull-up, where the assistance from the resistance band is in the same direction as the force generated by the arms. The second line of thought is training tuck variations. But the problem is that the tuck causes the body to be on a different vertical plane, which causes a lot of unnecessary balance issues. The third line of thought is doing dynamics, either positives or negatives. It's hard to solidly say whether training statics with dynamics in general should work or not, but personally, I'm skeptical of it. Fortunately, I didn't have to worry about which training idea to go for. When I applied the right technique in my next training session, I was strong enough to hold the straddle human flag right away. However, my full human flags attempts were not good enough yet because my hips appeared to be sagging. Initially, I thought maybe my hips were sagging because my core was weak. However, after thinking about it for a few days, I suddenly remembered Dominic Sky saying that core is rarely the issue when training for the front lever. Even though it might appear to be so, it's almost always the retraction. I thought the same idea was very likely to be applicable to the human flag. The real issue was most likely that I needed to push even harder with my bottom arm. In the next session, I stopped paying attention to my core and focused on pushing as hard as I could. And this happened. Since the human flag was relatively easy for me to learn, I decided to train the other side as well for completeness.
How the heck did you do that?
If you are relatively new to calisthenics and are bored with the push-up and the pull-up, and you are looking for a cool skill to learn, in addition to the muscle-up and the handstand, you should definitely consider the human flag. It's way easier than skills like the planche, the front lever, the back lever, and the handstand push-up. Don't be afraid to learn it because overcoming gravity ranks it erroneously difficult. This is not just my personal anecdote. Even the math and physics equations agree with me. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my videos, I want to let you know that I started a healthy food bar business called 5Bar about 2 months ago. And the Instagram shop for 5Bar is finally live a few days ago. In order to celebrate this, I'm doing a giveaway right now. To be eligible for the giveaway, you will need to subscribe to my channel, follow the 5Bar Instagram account, tag 3 friends in this post, which I will link in the video description below. 3 winners will be randomly picked and announced on the Instagram story of 5Bar 3 days after this video is uploaded. Make sure to enter the giveaway for a chance to win a full order of 5 bar. See you in the next video.